Hello, hello, hello. Welcome one and all to this Blades in the Dark Cult of the Circle. Thank you very much for joining us here for an evening of daring do and lovely crimes. My name is Tom. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be your Blade Master for the evening. The city of Doskvol. A city of intrigue and wickedness. A city where the dead walk the streets and ghosts haunt every building. What you're about to see this evening is the tale of some criminals, entrepreneurs here in this terrifying city, and maybe a few little ghosts and ghoulies, maybe even a few gods to keep you entertained this evening. I have been keeping you for far too long, so it is my delight to introduce you to some of our players and our sponsors.
Hello, my name is Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing who uses any pronouns. She is a foreign research student at Doskvol Academy, conducting research into shadows and how they interact with the undead. Also has a weird thing for jam. We'll see if it comes up and becomes plot relevant or not.
Hi, I'm Scarlett. I'll be playing Hag, who is the Whisperer. If you have any issues with ghosts, she's the one to call. And obviously, she lives with two grannies who are amazing and knit everything. Jam! Oh no.
Hello there, my name's Josh, and I will be playing Wraith, the Spider. Wraith has come from a land far, far away and is currently in the process of hunting down a group known as the Faceless. Will he succeed? Will there be jam? We don't know. Let's find out.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check their entire selection.
Big love to our D20 Club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 Club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
You can find us on social media by searching Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. And if you can't join us live and also want to see any of our previous episodes, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or your favourite podcast provider by searching Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out Safety in Chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Blades in the Dark Cult. Now, over the last few sessions, we got to see the downtime activities of Hag and Wraith. But, as I said, the title here, Cult, I don't think we've been doing enough cultish behaviour, really. And so it is my delight that the camera will now pan to who? The perfectly normal university student partaking in a PhD into shadows and shadow-based creatures. Last time we saw who, otherwise known as Norm, they had stuck a mythical mask on their face, still attached to a grappling hook, and had plummeted into the catacombs and caves beneath the city of Doskvol. It's a month later, and who has awoken in a submerged church on the altar? Perfectly normal behaviour. The mask, the white and red fox mask lying next to them. I said it's been a month, and let's come back in as we are joined by Norm. So yes, Norm. Last thing you remember was plummeting. You made a deal with a mysterious god, and now you're here. What would you like to do?
Feel my face.
So you start feeling your face. Yeah, feeling the nose. What are you hoping for?
Face? I'm hoping it's still there and it hasn't just been taken off by the grappling hook, or like the mask hasn't just kind of taken my face with it.
It hasn't. I mean, I'm tempted because I love the fact that we've never quite seen what's underneath the perfectly normal human skin of Norm A human. Yes, Norm, your face is still attached. You still have lips, nose, eyes, perfectly normal stuff. Yep. As you said, neither grappling hook or evil mask have taken your face off.
And am I still wearing the mask?
The mask is lying. You're lying on your back, looking up, and the mask is to your left, sort of near your hand.
I'm getting strong, Temple of Awakening, Breath of the Wild vibes here.
Yeah, it's been 100 years.
Well, it's been a month. It may as well have been.
As one month for just. You just open the door and it's like, Norm, everything's gone wrong. That would actually be great if it turns out this is like a secret Zelda game. I'm like, cool, Calamity Ganon, go, deal.
That's the cult, is Calamity Ganon. We're the bad guys.
Surprise! We're doing an evil. Well, we'll see how it goes. Yes, that's not unfair, really. To wake up in a church. It's sort of like, I'd say, as you're sort of like looking up, it is very sort of that submerged church that, again, for both of us having lived in London, you know, those churches which are like down underneath the ground, you know, that same sort of thing, the pews and that.
London have you been to?
The one near Trafalgar Square, the secret underground church. You don't go to the secret underground
church.
Yeah, where everyone wears big helmeted stuff, you know, that look like the sun, and then they say, "Praise Mithras." No, I've been going. No, whoa.
Oh, right, Mithras. Oh, no, I have been there actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit costly. Okay, got you.
Yeah, both me and Evie are like, yeah, we're part of the cult of Mithras.
Yeah. I believe it's Mithras.
Oh, congratulations, Evie. We're now at war. Just simple as that. This is what we friends
call in the church.
Is a schism. Yes, it's, as I said, it again, like, Breath of the Wild isn't a terrible way of thinking of this. This is obviously a place that has been left to rot, but you know, there's plants growing up. There's like that single, I was about to say, spot of sunlight. I don't think you've established it. There is no sun in the city. There has never been a sun here for about 1,000 years. So everything is. So if you're talking about your shadows, perfect. Everything's lit by the street lamps. But there's sort of like,
an important detail going in.
You would have thought it would have been good if I had told, you know, especially when we were talking about vampires, and then having to be able to go, oh yeah, you know, they could probably be destroyed by the sun. You don't know what that is. But,
so it's not just the city; it's the entire world.
The sun was destroyed when the gates were open and the dead started walking. This is an apocalypse. Yeah.
I had no idea. I'm learning more with this degree every day.
Yes, when you were at university, and I'm like, so you know how there's no sun? Norm, you don't have to write that.
No sun. Query, what is sun?
Good question. I suppose that's the thing when you start getting into your like academic, like, it's a bit like for us where you're like, oh yeah, we're looking at the ancient Mesopotamians. So like, ooh, there was a sun 1,000 years ago. Ooh. Yes. As I said, you're in this decaying church. The mask of the god who you assume has been walking around in your body for a while. It's lying next to you.
Hello? No answer. I will.
No answer.
Put on the mask. Hello?
Hello, how are you doing?
Where am I? And have you been wearing my skin?
You're asking me two questions there. First of all, you are in a church. You are underground. This is the church for me. And you are my head acolyte. And I do not think it is fair to say I've been walking around in your skin. I just merely have been helping you. You are aware that you stuck a grappling hook in your eye. I've been working on making sure that was not permanent.
Thank you, but they grow back.
How you hear like mental scribbling. Interesting. And is that true for all your people?
It's true for some of us, but the regeneration, it manifests in different ways in all of us. I'd never met someone who does it the same way twice.
Interesting. I am learning a lot about this world.
Yes,
But,
well, it's not really relevant to this city. I've not met anyone yet who also has these traits. Most people seem to be more fragile.
More squishy. So, on the whole, do not try and poke them in the eyes, then.
They don't tend to respond well to that when you try.
Interesting. Well, I shall make note of that. Thank you. It's been a very educational time.
Thank you. What is your name, and how would you like to be addressed? As my lord?
Oh, well, that's very formal. The name that you can give me is Reynard. You can call if you want to call me your lord, that's fine. Boss is fun. I'm not going for your holiness or anything, or world destroyer. No, that's not me. But you can call me Reynard. You know, I spent a month walking around in your skin, so I think we're pretty close by now.
How do you feel about Ray Ray? Just for me and you as head acolyte.
You know what, Norm? Ray. Let's see. Once again, folks, Evie showing a very close bond to her deities. Yes. Just making a note of Ray. Do you want to spell that with an R or an E?
I was gonna go with a Y.
So Ray, yeah.
Ray.
Ray, the fox mask. Absolutely. So Ray, the mask talking in your head. You remember when you put it on, what seems to have been about a month ago, there was that sort of that explosion of energy, really, you know, sort of as you were being taken over. This time it sort of obviously you can feel the mask on your face and the voice in your head. It's not painful, it's not unpleasant, it's just sort of again, it's that feeling of going, okay, this is, you know, whatever healing's happened has happened. You know, it's just nice to have, you know, it's nice to have a voice in your head. Yeah.
I've been lonely for a while.
Yeah. It's not all just...
Ray.
Yes. Actually, that's the point. What would you like to... I've said Norm. Would you like a secret nickname?
Ooh, a secret nickname. There are some people that call me Who, but I don't know if they're actually addressing me or just asking who I am. Norm is fine, or if you can think of something cute, that would be nice.
I mean, are we going cute? Are we doing like Normie or Nom?
That feels like an insult.
No, I don't want to call you Normie. I tell you what, let us workshop it. If you can think of a good name for you, or, you know, sort of like, I assume that some people want to be called things like Sniper or Big Boss. So if you could, this is your chance to try a nickname out.
I'll try various ones. For now, I am Batman.
Congratulations, for finally Batman is in the game. So Ray and Batman. So
I have no
Batman.
regrets.
No, not a single regret. We have established that the idea of Batman does exist in the city, including Man-Bat. That the city is haunted by the Man-Bat.
Am I making myself an enemy by giving myself the nickname Batman? Do I have a new rival?
You look up in the shadows. You just, where are they?
Yeah, we'll see how this name goes. If Man-Bat causes too much trouble, then.
Like all good RPGs, where you've got like the mirror version, where it's like, "Hey, it's me, Batman. I've been doing crime," and you're like, "No crime, only help." Yes. So, you can get off the altar if you like.
Yeah, I'll get off the altar. Ray, please can you tell me, A, what you have been doing just walking around, B, what you are the god of, and C, would you like to go and get ice cream?
I will answer, yes, I would like to go get ice cream. I have mostly been finding this place. It was built for me many decades ago, and before, well, they were expecting to bring me over previously, and they failed. I haven't been doing any crimes in your body. That makes you feel any better. Oh, would you like to do some crimes?
Times they're exciting.
I mean, Batman, what sort of crimes would you like to do?
Crimes for justice? No, that doesn't feel right.
No, not for justice. I'm not. Hey, I'm not the god of justice.
What are you the god of?
That is, to be honest, at the moment, I'm the god of Batman. But I mean, let's do a lore dump as you're getting ice cream.
With jam. It's jam ice cream.
It's a jam, which does sound delicious.
Yeah.
Are you going to Dodger to go get jam ice cream? Or
Dodger do jam ice cream?
Well, Dodger certainly does do jam, but I don't know if you could find out if they could do. I mean, my point is there somewhere in particular that you go to get jam ice cream, or are you simply going to go to an ice cream vendor and hope that they're going to have a jam-based ice cream?
I've been in the city a little while. I imagine I would have found a fancy ice cream, either a fancy ice cream store or a chain ice cream store that I could at least mix some jam in with the ice cream.
So, you emerge out of the catacombs to find that you are probably still in Six Towers, which makes sense, as that's where you fell. Six Towers, again, is the area which used to be quite prestigious. A lot of the houses are now shuttered. Of course, it happens to also be the part of town where you happen to have robbed a vampire. But you're over at the far east of the city. You begin heading west into the area of Charter Hall. Now, Charter Hall is much. It was one of the major parts of the city before the Cataclysm. This is where the lightning barrier was set up. A lot of courts and like licensing places set up here in the city, but there is this is also the area where the crematorium is. So in world, when someone dies, the bell of the crematorium rings, and that means the spirit wardens have to come out, pick up the ghost, bring the body back to be cremated, and before there are ghosts. So this is quite a sort of imposing bit of town, but it's also kind of weird that that's sort of like for all these sort of like big law offices, there's also like those very expensive shops, which I think after a month's worth of basically unconsciousness, if you want, there's probably going to be a place that's going to let you mix in a fancy jam. You've been. I think as you check your pockets, the jam's a month old. You know, I think because it's sealed, it's not going to go off too quickly. But
Preserve.
It's preserve. It's preserve. It's fine. Yeah. And the mold adds character.
Jam categorically doesn't do that when it's literally there to be preserved.
Then why is there mold? Where did that come from? Who did that?
Oh, it's my mold jam.
Exactly. You have been
flavour.
growing. This is also where Charterhall University is. It's not your university, but like a rival university. You might have been in there to like poke for their library and also to like push some books off a table. But this is a very wealthy part of town. Yes, so Batman, you are still wearing the mask of a deity as you walk into let's call it Alfredo's. Alfredo's is an expensive gelato place.
I say in my head, Ray, if I eat ice cream, will you be able to taste it while I wear the mask?
Yes.
So then you pick a flavour and I'll pick a flavour.
Oh, excellent. We're going to double dip, are we?
Yeah. Am I going on a date with a deity?
Yes. Editor, if you could put a little heart bar down the bottom, congratulations. We've now entered a dating game.
I am the worst person to be in a dating game.
Also for Norm, we're like, hey, got any opinions on shadows?
That's a question. While I'm wearing the mask, how is my shadow?
You look behind. Your shadow. Quick question: how is your shadow normally?
It's there, but it's kind of faint. Like you could miss it if you're not paying attention.
Okay, so Norm's shadow normally faint.
It kind of blends in with the colour around it, but it is there.
Yeah. The shadow with the mask is that everything, a bit like when you were getting it out of the box, the shadows have kind of pulled back. You have like a ring, technically like a ring of light, it looks like. So all the shadows are, yeah, that's the thing. You've got like area of effect with shadows where like, let's say 5 by 5 by 5, just you walk in the light.
Very rare. Are you a god of light, maybe?
Scanning. I suppose I am. So the mirror opposite of. Yes. Okay. I am light. Huh. That's good.
That's interesting because the more light there is, the deeper the shadows as well.
Yes, that is a problem, Batman. I know how much you like to stay in the shadows, but.
Yes, but
yes.
Can you see around me? There is light, and then there are so many shadows.
You're not quite sure how you feel that the mask's eyes are flicking, but just like, that is, and I assume more light is not going to deal with this problem.
I mean, it would if you could light up the entire world, but I've never heard of anything that can do that.
No. I believe there used to be something, but as I said, my memory is not as good as it used to be. I have spent a long time in various tombs, on a ship, in a box. Then I met you, and then I got handed over. Then I got involved in a ritual, and then you stole me. And then we had a lovely month of hanging out and doing no crimes. And now we're here getting, what do you recommend as ice cream?
Ooh, okay. So I'm guessing I'm mixing mold ice cream in with whatever flavour I'm gonna get. So I think a raspberry sorbet.
Ooh.
Or would Norm just go with vanilla? Norm would probably just go with vanilla, but recommend the mango sorbet or the raspberry sorbet as like aspiration.
That's the thing. Are you going to go? Are you going to get the vanilla or the sorbet? What do you feel?
You know what? Norm has a god in their head.
Yeah.
They're getting the sorbet. It's a spicy day.
It is a spicy day. You have walked into Alfredo's. There's a young man behind the counter, lovely little tie, little waistcoat. He's like, "Oh, good." Sort of looks, and then it's that sort of. This is such a fancy place that it's sort of the thing of like going, "Cool, a cult member has walked in." I assume they're part of like some secret society, or this is like hello. Yes. May I take your order?
I would like 1 raspberry sorbet and Ray, what are you having?
I would like scanning. Oh, what goes well? Mango, double sorbet, cold.
And a mango sorbet, cold.
But of course, is that to have here or to take away?
To have here, please. 2 spoons.
But of course, please take a seat, and it will be with you shortly. Would you like to sit in the window, or would you like to sit a bit further in, or would you know? You're obviously going to be having a conversation with yourself. I mean, yeah. Where would you like
Norm's
to go?
powers are just being overlooked. Probably don't apply too much when wearing it.
It's sort of it's weirdly sort of bouncing out, and I would say Norm. It's a bit of a weird feeling where you're going, like, usually you feel like when someone's talking to you, their eyes sort of slide across. This guy was looking directly at you the entire time, and that's, yeah.
It was very unnerving.
Well, you know, you are a beacon of light in this dark world.
I don't know how to feel about that quite yet. I'll need to study what that means.
Oh, by all means. I mean, you don't have to. You don't. I could still try and talk to you when you're not wearing me, if that's easier.
Will you still be able to taste your sorbet?
Interesting. Do you?
I mean, I could try and just feed it to the mask.
I was going to say, there's sort of like just. I tell you what. Do you want to try that?
Sure, I'll give it a go.
Okay, you go take a seat in Alfredo's. I said, like, possibly not in the window, giving yourself a little bit of privacy. You going to take the mask off?
Yeah, I'm going to take the mask off. Kind of put it opposite me.
So that's. I know we were saying about dating, but now it's just very clearly like you hang it over the back of the other chair, so there's just a mask staring at you. Norm doesn't wear any form of makeup, do they? No. I was going to say, because otherwise it's just like the inside's just got rings, which actually weirdly is sort of like, obviously haven't been on your face for a while. It's surprisingly clean, you know. But yes, you go. The problem is I'm trying to find a nice place to put the mask while I'm talking to you, and I was just staring at me. I'm like, hey, my dude. Yeah. So you hang Ray on the chair, so it's facing you. You're going to continue your conversation, or
I haven't got the ice cream yet, have I?
Not quite yet. You've got a bit, yeah.
Okay, so you may be a god of light, and I am your number one acolyte.
You're my number one guy.
My number one person. Excellent.
Number one person, yes.
Guy is fine. Anything's fine, really.
I mean, I don't want to assume, you know, but
go by anything. What are your pronouns?
A good question. I mean, I'm a sort of cosmic being. I'll take any. I know I have a sister, which I suppose, but again, sort of happy any other way. As I said, you can call me Reynard. That's not my, true name. I think my true name would probably melt your brain or something. But I'm free and easy, to be honest.
Okay, I recall a deal being made that we would kill your sister. Can you tell me more about your sister?
Yes. While we wait for ice cream. Yes. I'm
going to be info dumping on the rest of the party.
Yeah, you are. So, My sister goes by the name of Sitara. She is I suppose if we're getting elemental about it, if I'm fire, she's water. She is a water deity. And she is also, rather like myself, prone to finding acolytes. And I believe Lord Skurlock, your friend, has tied himself to my sister's apron strings, if you will. But he's, I believe the ritual was to try and break those strings, using me, to put me into the body of someone else. And to, but I'm going to be honest with you, Batman. I have absolutely no desire to be used as a weapon. I wouldn't think
Good.
I'm a... yes. This is the thing. I seem to sort of take on the certain attributes of my former hosts, and I guess you have no desire to watch the entire world burn or drown, I suppose.
Particularly, but I don't really have any strong feelings either way.
That's fair. I'll take indifference. Yes, cosmic indifference, really. But yes, so, I mean, I did... When I talked to you, when I saved your life, I probably was coming in quite strong, you know. Killing is a bit... gauche, really. I'd like to point out, everyone, this is just a completely expressionless mask. That Norm and the mask have just been staring at each other for the last couple of minutes. But no, I mean, what I would like is to remove her. It doesn't necessarily have to be kill. But a continued existence would be preferable. As I said, I have spent a lot of time underground, and now I'm underground again. But we could make the church something wonderful. Me and you, hey?
Okay, so the first steps would be to get more people in the church.
Yes.
How many acolytes do you need, ideally?
Ooh, I mean, if we could get the entire city, that would be great. But I think
Entire city.
yeah. You managed to. You seem to have kept your notebook this entire time. Which I think we can also work out what else is in your notebook if we look at it later. But yes, you make a note of entire city, but maybe a few. I mean, you have your friends, the ones who helped steal me. They would be good, I think. But I think
them, yes.
Yeah.
They might be amenable, but they didn't seem like the religious type.
No, Norm, you probably haven't even thought about the others up to this point, have you?
No.
Of course not. Yes, but there are always people who are looking for assistance, guidance in this city. Yeah, and the fact that I am not going to pause this. I don't think, no, I don't think I want them to give me their babies, or I don't think we're a sex cult either. No, doesn't seem sort of fit. No, again, it's weird.
We'd probably go out the door if this was a sex cult. So
yeah, no, sort of. The fact that both of us like shake our heads there. Also, it's weird how you could, because you've got the connection with the mask, where you just like this entity that seems to. I mean, even I'd say sort of vaguely that there's sort of where the mask is, you could vaguely see it as like a humanoid form, sort of like slightly.
See, I was imagining that it was just like the mask staring at me and just going.
The mask is vague. That's kind of what you're seeing. Like slightly in the light, they're like, okay, there might be something there, but the mask is kind of moving. It's the wind. It's obviously it's the door as they're opening, it's moving. But at which point, the raspberry sorbet puts it in front of you, and the mango sorbet for your bon appetit turns on his heel. Mask wobbles. and also with you.
Are you ready for the jam sorbet experience of your cosmic existence?
I mean, I'm ready to have my little mind blown, Batman.
Maybe a new nickname. Maybe Hoomst.
Hoomst.
I'm just going to try out lots of different ones and see what sticks.
I am making a note to everyone as we're going through. So, in video game terms, Norm is now Hoomst. Yes.
Like a fancier version of the original
Hoomst.
one.
Which again makes it sound a little bit like an owl. Hoomst. Hoomst. Hey, I like it.
Norm tends to take on traits of whatever creature is around and they're spending time with. So maybe they'll take on like bat qualities or owl qualities as they take on different identities. I don't know.
You're in a fox cult, but then you're just like an owl with tufty ears.
Yeah. And it's like occasionally like little foxy things coming in, but then still the sideway blinking eyes. It's very confusing.
It's very hard to be Norm.
It
I
is.
don't think anyone appreciates how difficult it is to be you.
No, I don't think they do. I don't think they appreciate anything about Norm or even know what Norm is. Does Norm know what Norm is? I just know they're from the weird place, and I took that to the nth degree.
Yeah, you certainly arrived in town and went, I know I need an education.
Yeah, because no normal person goes to that.
No.
So I mix the mold jam
Yeah.
in with the sorbets, and I spoon a little bit over to Ray Ray.
I'm trying to work out which is funnier. But if it gets eaten or you're just holding it under the mask. No, I can't taste it, unfortunately.
Okay, hang on. Puts on the mask.
you stick it under. Oh. No, I can't take that's I thought preserves didn't go moldy. How exactly have you made this?
This one is specifically a mold jam preserve. There are certain flavors, and I believe that they call it umami,
Ooh.
that comes out if you just leave it open to the air for a little bit longer than is generally recommended by Dodger.
No, why would you leave it out? No, just eat the jam.
It's the umami.
Just as you shaking the jar of it. No, it's umami. It's little heart bar fills up a bit. Yeah. No, it's good. Why do you mostly eat jam? I wasn't feeding you. Have I caused you a stomachache by not feeding you jam all this time?
I can eat other things. I just prefer soft food
Oh,
and sticky food.
oh.
And jam is good to carry around with you. Everyone loves jam.
If it's true, everyone. Well, I think there are some people who it's a bit too sweet, but I certainly like jam. But I do not know if that's because you like jam. But no, this is good. I am also enjoying sorbet. It's cold. It's delicious for this 3:00 in the morning experience. Yes.
It is the poor man's jam, but it mixes well with the preserve.
Sorry, you're saying sorbet is the poor man's jam?
In Norm's eyes, yes.
You've gone to an expensive sorbet place and you're like, peasants. What would be wrong with a nice jam roly-poly? Yes. So you are. Do you also eat your sorbet wearing the mask?
It's kind of like brings a spoon down, and it's like the tongue goes down to us.
That actually might be a better way for you to eat because you get, you it's hidden. It's sort of like while this has been happening, like other people have been coming in, sort of people in sort of lawyers' gowns and you've got that's the thing, you're getting looks, which I said is weird for you because most people just ignore you, but similarly people are just like, I don't give a shit, you know. If they just want to sit in the corner wearing their old clay mask, by all means, you know. Yes, you have a lovely time eating your sorbet. A couple of times during your meal, you do hear the clanging of the crematorium bell, and
It's the clanging of man-bat.
you also, as you're sort of finishing up here, the man-bat has come off! And then just people scatter, and they're like, no, it's just a large pigeon. They're like, the guy's just cleaning the table. It's like, bloody man-bat. Scourge upon the city. And congratulations, we've now opened a quest log which simply reads, man-bat.
Oh, yeah. We need to recruit man-bat.
Hey, if you could get man-bat into the cult...
What if he's our first acolyte?
You say... I mean, if you want to go look for the man-bat, then... Hey, if you want to do your heist is going to look for man-bat, we can do that.
No, maybe man-bat should be a team effort. Maybe start smaller.
I'm not going to lie to you, Holmes. It does seem risky. Although, you are very good at climbing. You managed to scuttle around. But yes, I think maybe having someone to help you with man-bat would be appreciated.
Someone to wrangle and then someone to...
And then you can come over.
Put a blanket over him.
He will go straight to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you paying for your sorbet?
I don't normally because people don't really pay attention, but people are looking at me with the mask.
Yep.
So what I will do is Ray, I am taking you off and putting you under a cloak for 5 minutes.
Like I man-bat. I shall go to sleep.
Yes. And just kind of sit there, spooning, waiting for the looks to go.
You see, looking at the piece of paper, all right. You finish your sorbet. You sort of like push it aside. As you push it aside, the man in the waistcoat comes, sort of like, fucking hell, and real sort of picks up the glasses, takes them back. Again, sort of like has a moment, looks at you, and then sort of looks away again. Ugh. Yeah, you're in the clear now.
I waltz out.
You walked out.
Never once paid for poor man's jam in my life.
That's why it's so cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I think that's interesting. We've now got two people who canonically can focus on you, and that's one is Dodger and one is Beho. What is it about these two which make them? Even your own party keep forgetting about you. But,
they do. It's true.
Yeah.
They won't once I'm their head acolyte. I can tell you that much.
Just... No, they will not. No one will ever forget. Who? Whomst? Okay, Norm. I said you've had your tum-tum is now full of mouldy sorbet.
Yeah.
I said it's the early hours, but this is the thing about Doskvol. It's open 24/7. There's always something happening. The difficulty. People have tried to sort of do a regular sleep pattern by like lighting and dimming the lamps, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything to anyone, especially with no sun. What would you like to do?
I would like. Well, I've been asleep basically for a month, so I'm feeling full of energy as much as Norm ever is. So I'm going to go to the dingy little research student's office at my university. Kind of get my papers and also have a look at some of the other students in the department and their specialisms, see if I can find anyone that would like to help run a cult. While also working on my own project, because I feel like that needs some attention after a month away.
That's fair. Are you going to walk across the city, or are you going to take a... Oh, actually, I suppose it's not so much a concern. It's a distance thing. No one's going to jump you because no one knows you're there, but it's...
Yeah, caught in the NPC cycle.
Yeah, you like in Skyrim, where you're just like, I'm walking to my house. Although in Skyrim, there is one NPC whose house is on the other side of the world. They misprogrammed it, so he never gets there. He gets killed before he ever gets home. He just dies, yeah.
That is so tragic.
I know. So, Norm with mask under cloak walks across. Yes, you... Doskvol University. I said it's as opposed to Shardhouse, which sort of big fancy wankers, you know. Ooh, look, we've actually got functioning pipes. Doskvol University is old and is crumbling and is full of crusty old deans. It's also the fact that, you know, sort of like other universities would be doing like languages and stuff. No, this is a cult. This is the weird, like, if you like, tomes. But yes, you, as a PhD student, you do have your own cubby.
It's more than actual PhD students get.
This is why we play fantasy.
This is why we play fantasy.
You have your own little cubby. After a month, again, it's not unusual for the students to not turn up for, you know. Again, as a PhD student in this world, do you teach lectures, or are you merely just research?
I feel like Norm has been trying to get a teaching opportunity for some time, but the actual lecturers keep forgetting who the assistant is supposed to be, so it ends up just kind of standing there in a lecture, waiting for a moment to jump in, and it's just forgotten about.
Heartbreak. That's actually, especially the face you made there of like the intestine, like, yeah, this is my... Nope. Next time.
They're bringing up Shadow, she's going to turn to me. No,
she just kept going with her little... whatever the fantasy, like, PowerPoint is, which is probably like the Shadow, like, Shadow puppets. Look at this tower.
Oh god, it's Plato's cave in a university.
Yeah.
Or it's like an overhead projector, like one of those really old ones where
you're right on. And again, like with Plato's cave, where it's also a world where it's like, okay, so you see the shadows, also ghosts. They've drawn a ghost on. It's like, hey. So that happens. The guy who leaves a cave is like, and then he got eaten by ghosts. So, watch it.
I feel like sometimes Norm would try and put in a shadow puppet just to kind of help do something to see if I can get anyone's attention. It doesn't work, and at the end of the class, everyone just wonders why there's a patch of jam on the floor that seems to be empty. No, mystery's never been solved.
No, they have inadvertently started like an urban legend of a sticky ghost, which haunts the lecturer.
Oh god, is that my new pseudonym? It's Sticky Ghost.
Yeah, unfortunately, now Humps has turned into Sticky Ghost. No, you can remain as Humps. So as I said, you have your cubby. Which again is a bit difficult because people forget that you're there. But you're getting a lot of sort of flyers and vouchers, and you get a little bit of mail. Because that's the thing that I'd say that people, when they physically see you, forget you. But then when you've like written letters to other people, you've probably got correspondence from other professors. But they're like, if we ever actually met in person, this would all fall apart. But you can send. Actually, I tell you what. Roll me a fortune roll. Roll me a d6.
A 1.
You have multiple pieces of paper in, which basically is from your supervisor saying, hey, I don't remember who you are, but I'm pretty sure that you should have been handing some paperwork, you know. And then it's like, Norm, I don't remember writing that previous one, but you really do need to hand in, you know, where's this? Please come meet me for your meeting.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm even wondering if you are technically signed. Did you just are you officially signed up on the books, or have you just walked in and just gone, well, no, I'll just put my name down?
Be signed up. I've got funding.
You've got funding. I think that's the great thing. So yes, you've got funding. This is the thing. As long as no one ever actually meets you in person, you exist. You exist on paper. So you've got funding.
Some people, like, for the moment that I'm being met, if I'm actively speaking and engaging, they can pay attention. But it's just afterwards it slides off. So I have to be, no, please pay attention. Sign that form while I'm here.
Yes. So this is also the sort of the one. This is the threat that they're going to go. I don't really remember who you are, but if you're not here, we couldn't possibly support your research and also your funding. Where's Norm's accommodation? Do you live on? Is there like a campus? Or do you have you moved into someone else's house? Or?
Norm could just kind of house hop and no one would be any the wiser. You know what? I'm gonna say that. Oh no. Okay, yeah, it's tragic, but I'm going with it. They couldn't sign up to have campus accommodation because that social interaction just didn't go their way, and the attention just kept sliding off when they were trying to move in. Someone else tried to move in as well, and it just all went to shit. But has found a spare room in a family of four's house close to campus, and they never go in that room. Norm doesn't know why, but sometimes like to imagine that they're part of the family. Just, hearing their conversations, taking little bits of potato from their dinners, imagining they're sitting at the table with them.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, you're in that abandoned room as a part of the family. Again, your post comes to your little cubby, but not to the. Yes, so they're not gonna cut off your accommodation on campus, but sorry, that detail's just being like, oh no, there's so much else going on there, especially in such tragic city as Doskvol, where a room will just open up. It's just the nature of the city. Yes, but you sort of by context clues looking around, you realise that the last note from your supervisor is yesterday. So
okay.
You've got
But I've got lots of notes from field research.
Yes.
It's time to pull an all-nighter to get some pages written and post in a cubbyhole.
So, this is where we're playing the downtime game.
Not much downtime, really.
Not much. You've had a month, but you've been doing other things. So, basically, you get the two actions. So this would be working on a long-term goal. So I'm willing... It's not quite how the game works, but I like the idea of going, okay, I'm going to set a clock. Okay? Which is going to be 6 parts. So this is going to be 2 separate roles. So we're going to see how much of your notes you manage to write up in just having a lot of strong coffee. Cool. So 6 parts. So
I think what the energy drink brand of choice would be in Doskvol.
Interesting, yes. It would... I mean... Ghost is a bit gauche, but it's a night spectre, so like... come on, Evie, we need 5 more.
Oh, no. Second life.
Congratulations. You go to the canteen and I mean, I don't want to judge you, but are you stealing?
I mean, does anyone notice me?
Again, roll me a d6.
Sure. Or I could do a prowl if you really want.
Roll me a prowl. Do me first prowl.
So I've got 2 things, so I do that.
Yeah.
That was a 5 and a 6.
6. I'll tell you what. You managed to steal sort of, again, this isn't cans, but this would be sort of contained sort of I almost want to say like tankards, but
Would it be like little glass bottles?
yeah, a bit like potions. I will also let you steal a snack.
Oh.
What snack would you like?
Do they have anything jam-based?
Or
sticky and soft?
Yes, there are. I'd say because this is because I said this is like 3:00 in the morning. This is where they're still trying to get rid of the old sort of before the bakers open. So you could probably get a selection of jam donuts, which is
perfect.
Yeah, that you again you sort of like you slip it into your pockets. You got like
trying not to get it on Ray Ray.
Yeah.
Or a video can wipe it off, be none the wiser.
Absolutely, where you just hear Ray Ray going, Hung Fu, I am asleep because it is night time. So yes, you now have a selection of Second Life energy drinks, and basically I would say like a little baggie of jam donuts. Is there a particular place you like to hang out in? Are you going to the library? Are you going to classroom? Where do you want to go to write up your notes?
Is the library, has it got like little dark corners I can just kind of tuck into?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Again, just once again, roll me a d6 just for.
That was another 6.
Absolutely, your spot. Perfectly. My thing was like if anyone else was going to be in there, or if anyone was going to be making out, which you shouldn't do, just because it's quite another. But you find your little like there's I can't remember what topic it would be, but definitely like a corner of the library that no one ever really goes into, that you're able to tuck in, and there is basically you've kind of made it into your little camp really, where no one goes in to clean. There are various jam jars, cushions. You know, you've basically made it your own little spot. So
I'm
you settled
imagining that
down.
if anyone does come across it, who's just a student, they think it's a shrine to the jam ghost.
Yes, where people are just like, oh, you know. Actually, I think with a 6, someone has like there's like a burnt out candle there that someone has obviously made a shrine to. Which you get like, hey, university students, you get bored, you're like, yeah, there's a ghost up there, I'll make a little shrine. Amazing. So, if you would like to tell me what you would like to roll, and we'll work out how many parts of the clock we shall fill in for you.
It's got to be study.
Of course.
I think. I mean, I can make an argument for finesse being anything, to be perfectly honest with you, but I think it would be study.
Study. I think study, this is you writing up your in-the-field notes and trying to read your handwriting.
Observations, pairing it with my academic reading so far.
Yes. You make sure to use whatever the Fantasy Harvard referencing system is.
Oh, God. Ugh,
Yeah.
Harvard. Sorry, you just tapped into trauma.
Hey, take a point of trauma.
That was a 5.
Amazing. So I think that is just making sure I give you the right amount of points, because that is very, very good. I mean, it's not a crit, but... Okay, with a 5, that is 2 segments. 2 segments of 6. So,
Okay.
if you manage to do a crit, that will be 5 and you'll complete it. But this is the thing that sort of I tell you what, let's if we do another roll, then that would be, let's say you do another roll with a different attribute. We'll see how it goes. And then sort of like at that time is when like the office is open, you could get there in good time. If you wanted to keep going, we're pushing it forward like another few hours where it's like, oh, they might be leaving, oh, it might be close. You know, they've spent the day going, where is that person I don't remember?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do try and get this done.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Feel like should it be study again, or should it be something different? Spice it up.
Let's spice it up. So this was, you had a really good sort of like session of reading through your notes and then going, okay, writing it up, you know, and then going, great. Now this is where you're like, how do I present this into something that I can, rather than just like slightly sticky paper. You've been downing your energy drinks, and there's just powdered sugar everywhere. Yeah. Ray's just on, like, looking at you on the table. It's like, it's good, you know, good. The mask sort of like slightly tilts. It's like, no, it's just, I mean, I don't understand any of it, but you know, academia.
Can you read?
The mask kind of like topples over. Mask pop backs up again. I can sort of read through what you can read, but I haven't quite got the understanding unless you explain it to me.
So if I left you here with your face down on some paper, could you proofread while I go find a book?
Yes.
Okay, good. We'll get team effort. Cosmic
Hooray!
knowledge!
Cosmic knowledge! You walk away from your notebook with a mask face down on the table. You go out into the stacks. I just like making you roll for things. Do you want to roll me something for trying to find a book?
Sure. I think it would probably be hunt.
Yes, definitely. Let's say hunt. Yeah.
I'm not very good at this, so it's a disadvantage. It's a 3. So that's
okay.
It's mid.
It's not terrible. It is the bane of the academic in a place where the librarians aren't as excellent as librarians often are, where you're like, okay, I'm looking for this particular book by this philosopher. It's not there. And then you're like, right, okay, looking on the other shelves, and then like, okay, now there's a 6, they mistake it as a 9. It just takes you a bit longer than it should. Eventually you do. That's the problem, where you're like, okay, I can't find that book, but I found another book that heavily references it, so I could probably retroactively, you know, and hey, I think this is showing off my academic thing, where I was like, well, technically I never read that book, but I took the bibliography and got the page number from that, so technically I read it. Please don't take my degree away from me. Don't take away my 2-1 in theatre. Advanced theatre practice. I took the practice of theatre and I advanced it. Yeah, jazz hands. Yes, so Humst, you do manage to come back with a copy of the book. Ray is like, I was able to fact check and proofread this page. I think you used the wrong where on this line. But yeah, scribbly. Okay.
Well, how do they exist before typewriters? Ugh.
Oh, it's so much effort. Yeah.
So much parchment.
Again, I'm thinking about medieval monks where they're like, we got bored and we just drew snails.
There are doodles of snails with jam trails around them.
God, yeah. I said, like medieval scripture, where you have added in the snails and everyone's like, oh, jammy snails. Whatever could it mean?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to bulk out this writing with some diagrams of the weird shadows that I have observed.
Amazing. I tell you what, I'm going to give you an extra sort of bit of the thing. Roll whatever you want to win, and I might give you an extra bit of the clock for doing some nice drawings.
God, what even would be artistic merit?
Wow, quite. Is it finesse? Is it?
It would probably be, I don't know, the command of the pen.
Yes. Yes, you command. You not only this, but you've also written up your rather sort of scatterbrain notes into like these are the bullet points. This is that, you know. Yeah.
I'm presenting myself as the expert.
Yes.
And hoping this doesn't go horribly wrong.
Good. So do I.
Okay, that was 2 4s.
That's not terrible. That is another 2 segments of the clock. So you are 4/6 done with writing up your notes. It is now. You can hear the noise of other people are coming into the library. The university is now officially open, and you're. What's the name of your supervisor, by the way?
Oh, that's a good question. Trying to think of what they would be. I feel like their specialism would be something shadow adjacent, and so they would probably have a quite adjacent name as well. So let's call them Professor Glare.
Professor Glare. And what pronouns did Professor Glare use?
Let's go she, her.
She, her. Excellent.
Question is, do they glare, or are they quite nice and it's a misnomer?
Well, I mean, you've got a bit of a tart note from the professor, but you could read it as like, "Hey, I don't remember you, but they say you're studying, so why didn't you come into my office?" You know, or it could be like, "What are you doing, running a scam in my university?" I think I look forward to we look forward to finding out. So this is the thing. Do you want to do one other action to try and get these notes complete, or are you happy to sort of hand them in with some lovely drawings, but they're a little bit unfinished? They're not fully proofread.
See, this is now me knowing how PhDs work, and I know I can just hand in unfinished things and say it's a work in progress. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
I think that's fair.
I think yeah, I'm gonna try and get some more done because
That's fair.
Norm feels like they need to overcompensate for the months they've actually had out.
I think that's fair. I think if you handed it in the stage you're in, where you're like, "Cool, this very obviously looks like you've just written this overnight," which again, like, hey, coming from academia, where it's like, hey, if you can write an essay in a night, bully for you. But
Yeah, well done.
yeah, what final action would you like to do to try and finish your presentation?
So what is a tune?
A tune is to deal with the spirits, to deal with the spiritual world. I mean, do you want to go and try and deal with a ghost?
I know, I've already got God on my side.
It's true. I mean, you could always try and talk to Ray Ray again, see if Ray Ray's got any good information.
Can I try and have, like, a back and forth with Ray Ray to try and figure out some of the finer points of my arguments? To try and speed through it. Like, sometimes having a dialogue about it just kind of gets cogs going.
You open a dialogue with your god, who's currently just sitting on the table. What would you like to use to...
I would like to use... Oh no, I'm picking something that I'm bad at again. That's not a good... That's not a good thing. Because it wouldn't be command. It might be consort.
Consort is sort of like being social. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. So you basically do what I believe engineers call the teddy bear test. Where you put an object down and you start explaining your PhD to a god who has kind of got a bit of your memory, bit of understanding. I said has like a vague understanding of your subject, but let's see how the symposium goes. Go ahead, Ro.
Come on. Snake eyes. Ray Ray was no help at all.
No, it is that difficulty of going that it takes you a while to realise that the questions that Ray Ray's asking are just sort of questions that you're like, yes, this is what I think. And then you're like, I'm not getting any new information here. And Ray Ray goes quiet after that. That you think you might have embarrassed them accidentally by like going, no, just. But I have given you, I've given you a final piece. It's 5 out of 6.
Good enough.
It's good. It's good enough. Okay, so that's that has probably taken you to what would technically be about lunchtime. So, would you like to make me, before we go to break, one final roll as you try and sprint from the library up to Professor Glare's office?
I'm going to suggest that this is a prowl because I'm taking like all the shortcuts, dodging around all the lunch goers, trying to get there
Absolutely.
as quickly as I can.
Absolutely.
And that was a 5 and a 3, so that's 5.
That's 5. You have got quite used to being able to move when no one can see you. It's just sort of like, again, you can pick up on the ebb and the flow. And I would say you have like maybe one or two things where people sort of bump into you, but you kind of you roll with it and keep going. As you're also sort of feeling the mask sort of slapping against your thigh. It's just dodging up the stairs, and you get there as Professor Glare has her back to you and is about to lock the door to her office to go for lunch.
Claire.
Turns around and like, oh, hello there. Just Obi-Wan Kenobi there. Hello there. Right. Norm, of course. Good to see you. Can I? Yeah, hold
Got
on.
the work that you requested. I've been working on it for a while.
Oh, good. Oh, you got my notes. Have you been well then? Did you have to take some time off?
No, I've been doing some field research. As you will see once you have read my pages.
You're just trying to thrust the matter.
Yep.
And I mean, office hours are. I'll tell you what, Norm. We'll have a lunch meeting. How's that sound? I'll have my lunch and then I'll look over your notes. How's that sound?
That sounds most agreeable.
And so, as we go into break, Professor Claire, who seems quite nice at the moment, is walking down the stairs with Norm. Norm, who has sprinted across campus and a mask underneath their cloak, who's just like
wearing woolly, so he's probably perspiring considerably.
Yeah. You are warm. Your skin after, again, like, there isn't even a little bit of soreness where you obviously got a grappling hook in the eye, where it's healed, but it's sort of like there's a little bit of like scarring around that area. Amazing. So come back, join us next time where we have a lunch meeting. You know, sometimes it's all ghosts and vampires, and other times it's academia. But
Dark academia.
Dark academia!
Literally.
See you in a bit, friends. Wow. That certainly happened, did it not? Such lovely crimes. Now, if you have enjoyed what we've put out for you here this evening, you'll find us playing Dungeons & Dragons at Roll Together RPG. That's Mondays and Tuesdays, 6 PM UK time, and on Fridays we play other TTRPGs, such as Blades in the Dark. Now, all our shows can be found at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are podcast versions of all our shows available, where all good podcasts are available. Simply search for Roll Together RPG. Now, massive thank you to the D20 Club on Patreon. I can't do the heart symbol, but I do adore every single one of you. Now, there's a link in the chat if you feel like you want to join these fine folks by donating one of your local currency, which, as we have well established in the world of Dungeons & Dragons, is worth 1 goat. We'll be absolutely delighted to join you. As previously mentioned, they made us a Discord, they made us a wiki. They are top. Thank you very much to our supporters and our sponsors. Don't forget, if you search on social media, we are Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and don't let the blue coats catch you.